हाय फ्रेंड्स। आज हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे कंज्यूमर्स इक्विलिब्रियम। Now, as the name suggests, consumers. Consumers equilibrium means we. Consumer implies we people, and equilibrium implies stage of rest. So, consumers equilibrium simply implies when a consumer is at stage of rest. And what is basically stage of rest? Stage of rest means when a consumer has no urge to change. वो अपनी पोजीशन से हाईली सेटिस्फाइड है. पॉइंट टू नोट, ही इज highly satisfied with his position, right? When will he be highly satisfied with his position? Because see, as a consumer, why I am buying the product? I am buying the product with only one reason, that I am getting satisfaction from that product, right? Suppose I want a mobile, I want a laptop. Now, this mobile will fulfill my usage. This laptop will fulfill my use. So ultimately, why I am buying the product? Because these products will fulfill my need by giving me satisfaction, right? So ultimately, what is the main motive of a consumer? The main motive of a consumer is satisfaction, right? So a consumer, whenever he is buying a product, he is just buying for one thing, that is nothing but satisfaction. Now, the thing is, what is consumer's equilibrium? Consumer, we people, equilibrium, stage of rest. Stage of rest implies no urge to change. Consumer कुछ change नहीं करना चाहता है. He is highly satisfied with his position. And when will he be highly satisfied with his position? When he is getting the maximum satisfaction. Now, when it comes to satisfaction, satisfaction is a common word. In economics, we people call it as utility. Yes, we people call it as utility, that is known as satisfaction. So in this chapter, we people will study that how consumers equilibrium is attained, how a consumer will reach a position such that he will be highly satisfied and there is no urge to change at all. Now, before studying this concept, you need to study, you should be aware about this term, that is utility. Now, keeping economics aside, let us understand what is utility. Utility, in simple terms, implies the satisfaction. Satisfaction implies whenever you are buying a product, that product fulfills your needs, right? That product fulfills your need. So, how does that product fulfill your needs? By giving satisfaction. So I can simply say that utility is nothing but the satisfaction only. Now, this utility, this utility can be divided into two parts. There are two types of utility, we can say. One is the total utility. Second is the marginal utility. Now let us understand what is total utility and what is marginal utility. Now what is basically marginal utility? Marginal utility, marginal implies the additional. Now what does this mean as additional utility? It simply says, suppose I am consuming apples. Here I am taking number of apples. Apple 1, apple 2, apple 3. I am consuming 3 apples. This is nothing but the utility derived from each apple. Guys, when I am having that first apple, I am getting 20 utils or 20 utils of satisfaction or 20 utility. Fine. Similarly, when I'm consuming the second apple, when I'm consuming the second apple, that second apple, point to note, that second apple is giving me 10 units of satisfaction. Similarly, when I'm consuming the third apple, that third apple is giving me 5 units of satisfaction, right? So what is basically marginal utility? Marginal utility implies additional. That says that after first, when you are consuming the second apple, what amount of utility you are getting from the second apple. Similarly, when you are consuming the third apple, what amount of utility you are getting from the third apple, that implies the marginal utility of third apple. But simply I can say marginal utility of third apple is 5. But what about the total utility? Total utility means by consuming all the 3 apples, how much utility you will get. For example, after consuming 2 apples, I will be getting utility 20 plus 10, right? I will be getting utility 20 plus 10, that implies nothing but 30. Similarly, if somebody is asking me that how much utility you will get after consuming 3 apples, I will simply say 20 plus 10 plus 5, that is nothing but 35. So guys, this is the difference between total utility and marginal utility. Now let us come to the next concept, which is known as law of diminishing marginal utility. Now before starting that law, I want you to notice one thing. Did you notice this thing that when I was increasing the consumption of apples, what I said that the first apple is giving me 20 utils of satisfaction, second apple is giving me 10 utils of satisfaction, third apple is giving me 5 utils of satisfaction. What is happening? Why is this happening? Let me explain it to you, and I will explain you the utils also. What do you mean by the term utils? Now, as far as this utility is concerned, this utility was explained by Alfred Marshall. अब जब ये अल्फ्रेड मार्शल ने एक्सप्लेन की यूटिलिटी, उन्होंने ये बोला फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यूटिलिटी इज नथिंग बट द वांट सैटिस्फाइंग पावर or the need satisfying power of a commodity. In simpler terms, it is nothing but the satisfaction. Now the thing is, Alfred Marshall gave an assumption. He said, not an assumption, but yes, Alfred Marshall, the basis of all models of Alfred Marshall is on the basis of one thing, that is utility can be measured. Now, what is this utility can be measured? Simply, if I'm saying that, okay, one apple, after consuming one apple, I am getting a satisfaction. After consuming one apple, I am getting a satisfaction of 20 utils. You can say one glass of water is giving me a satisfaction of 30. Similarly, say I am using a laptop right now, and laptop is giving me a satisfaction of 1000. My question is, what is this 20, 30,000? They are saying this is nothing but the satisfaction, right? Satisfaction, that is utility. How much utility you are getting by consuming a product. The way you people measure weight in kgs, right? Similarly, any liquid item is measured in liters and kiloliters. Similarly, Alfred Marshall said that utility is measured in terms of utils. This is also known as cardinal utility approach. I want you to notice this point, that utility can be measured in terms of utils, because that was the thing which was actually criticized by other economists. But for the time being, I want you, let us understand this, the model of Alfred Marshall in detail. So for this, kindly assume it that this statement is absolutely correct, that is utility can be measured in terms of utils, and that is nothing but known as the cardinal utility approach. Now let us understand what is law of DMU. It's a very good law of diminishing marginal utility. Diminishing marginal utility. Now, what is basically law of diminishing marginal utility? Marginal utility implies, as you know, it is nothing but the additional utility. Now, what does diminishing? Diminishing means decreasing. So, what does law of diminishing marginal utility state? It simply states that as you go on increasing the consumption of a commodity, right, if you go on increasing the consumption of a commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit, since I'm saying utility derived from each successive unit, that means I'm talking about the marginal utility, right? So utility derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. Utility derived from each successive units go on decreasing, that is diminishing. चलो एज्यूम करते हैं हमें नहीं समझ आया. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose I am consuming glasses of water, right? Suppose I'm very thirsty. This is the marginal utility I'm getting. I'm very thirsty. I'm thirsty from last 5 to 6 hours. Now I have got a glass of water. Now I got a glass of water. The first glass of water, since I was thirsty from last 5 hours, so that implies it is giving me 25 utils of satisfaction, right? That's the marginal utility. Suppose I consumed the second glass of water also. It is giving me, okay, but not exactly like the initial one, क्योंकि पहले तो I was very thirsty. So I got, when I drank that water, I got around 25 utils of satisfaction. Now the second glass is giving me 15 utils of satisfaction as I am feeling a kind of relief. Somehow, the third glass of water is giving me 5 utils of satisfaction. Now I am no more thirsty at all. Right? मुझे कोई प्यास नहीं लगी. I am damn okay. I am not thirsty at all. But somebody forced me to take the fourth glass of water also. So it is giving me 0 utils of satisfaction. Now it's like the fifth glass. Somebody forced me to take the fifth glass also. Now it is not giving me satisfaction. Instead, it is giving me a kind of discomfort. It is known as dissatisfaction, and that's why it will turn into negative. The satisfaction will turn into negative. So, did you notice one thing, that what is happening to the marginal utility? That with the first glass of water I'm getting 25 utils of satisfaction, because after being thirsty for 5 hours it was like a great relief for me. Then the second glass, of course, 15, then the third glass 5, then 0, and then -5. So did you notice the relationship between the two? It is known as law of diminishing marginal utility, which simply states as you go on increasing the consumption of a commodity, like from first glass to second glass to third glass to fourth glass, what is happening to the marginal utility? Utility derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. So it is simply that you are increasing the quantity of a product, the marginal utility derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. And point to note, let us draw it with the help of a graph. It is simple. If I'm taking marginal utility here and I'm taking quantity of X here. So with 1, maybe I'm getting the highest level of satisfaction. 2, I am getting a little lower satisfaction. 3, I am getting this much of satisfaction. 4, 0 satisfaction, and 5 satisfaction in negative now. Right? So 3, 4, 5. So what kind of curve I'm getting? I will be getting a downward sloping curve like this, and this is nothing but the curve of marginal utility for everybody. So this is known as law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, after this, let us do the USB of the chapter. That is the most important, or you can say the hurdle of the chapter. The hurdle of the chapter is nothing but the conditions of consumers equilibrium, which is a little difficult to understand, but if you people will do it by a logic, you can easily do it, you can easily revise it, you can easily understand the concept behind it. Now, consumers equilibrium, As I mentioned initially also, that consumer's equilibrium means stage of rest. Consumer is not changing at all, he is at the stage of rest. ये point आपने अपने दिमाग में रखना है. The consumer's equilibrium approach is given by two types of economists. First economist who gave the consumer's equilibrium approach was Alfred Marshall, right? Alfred Marshall. And second was basically Hicks, supported by Pareto, Allen, and other economists. Now let us understand first of all what is the basic difference between the two approaches. The basic difference is very simple. I told you the point which we highlighted. Alfred Marshall assumed that utility can be measured, right? And it can be measured in terms of utils. He gave the unit as well. But Hicks, Pareto, Allen, they criticized Alfred Marshall. They said that utility can never be measured. Can never be measured. चलिए, आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि आपको ये नहीं समझ आया. लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड इट डीपली. मैंने आपको बोला था that okay, one apple is giving me 25 utils of satisfaction. This laptop is giving me 1000 utils of satisfaction. अल्फ्रेड मार्शल ने तो ये क्लियर कर दिया. हिक्स ने आके ये बोला कि हाउ कैन यू से 25 यूटिल्स, हाउ कैन यू से 1000 यूटिल्स, from where have you got these numbers, right? You cannot say that this apple is giving me 25 utils of satisfaction, a laptop is giving me 1000 utils of satisfaction. How can you quantify the utility? That is, he says that you cannot quantify the utility. Instead, one thing you can do is utility can be ranked. Now, what is this? Utility can be ranked. He says that if there are three products, or let's say three fruits, apples, mangoes, and bananas. Now, if a person likes apples more than bananas and mangoes more than bananas, right? If a person likes apples more than mangoes and mangoes more than bananas, then that implies he is preferring apples over mangoes, and mangoes are preferred over bananas. What it implies? It implies that you are ranking the utility. That is, you are giving first preference to apples, second preference to mangoes, and third preference to bananas. This is known as ranking of utility. मतलब आप quantify नहीं कर सकते हो. You cannot give a number to the utility. Instead, what are you doing? You are just giving ranking to the utility, and this model was very successful, right? So this is the way he criticized the Alfred Marshall's model. Now let us understand the model of Alfred Marshall in detail. Now, Alfred Marshall, the consumer's equilibrium approach given by Alfred Marshall, is also known as cardinal utility approach, right? Approach of Hicks was basically, this approach was ordinal utility approach, and Alfred Marshall's approach is cardinal utility approach. First approach, he started with the single commodity case. Now let us understand this single commodity case in detail. Single commodity, he said that let us assume there is only one commodity, that is X. Now he said, everybody please pay attention. He said that in the single commodity case, MUX is equals to PX is the consumer's equilibrium condition number one. He says that look, there are two conditions for consumer's equilibrium. The number one condition is MUX is equals to PX. नहीं समझ आया? Keeping economics aside, हमने economics को side पे रख दिया. Alfred Marshall का deeply समझने के लिए, let us understand the concept of buying a product. When we people buy a product, right? When we people buy a product, we get a kind of satisfaction, right? Because that product is giving a kind of satisfaction. That product is giving me a kind of satisfaction, satisfying my need, right? That product is giving me a satisfaction, a utility. Now, for which I have to pay the price as well, right? I am going to buy a pen. For that pen, right, two things I'm going to consider. First, how much satisfaction that pen is giving me, and how much price or cost I have to pay for it, right? So this is nothing but the benefit, that is benefit for buying a product. And what is this? This is nothing but the cost for the product. Now think of it, if benefit is greater than cost, what is your obvious reaction? The obvious reaction will be, let me buy more product, let me buy the product. So quantity will increase, consumer will try to buy more unit of this commodity. Similarly, if benefit is lesser than the cost, that means consumer is going to reduce, consumer is not going to buy the product. The cost of the product is say 1,000 rupees, and what about the benefit? I am just getting a benefit of 500 rupees out of it, right? So here consumer will not buy the product, and instead what will happen, the quantity will start decreasing as nobody is buying the product, right? So now think of it, यहाँ पे भी consumer is not at the stage of rest. Why? Because quantity is increasing. यहाँ पे भी consumer is not at the stage of rest. Why? Because quantity is declining. So can I say neither this nor this is a stage of rest, right? Now let us understand this in Marshall's term कि ये benefit क्या है और ये cost क्या है. First of all, let us understand the term cost. Cost is nothing but the price paid by you for that product. Now, what is benefit? Benefit क्या हुआ? Benefit implies marginal utility that you are getting by consuming a product, right? Marginal utility that you are getting, satisfaction. It is nothing but the satisfaction you are getting by consuming a product, right? Here a question arises. What is that question? The question is, marginal utility is measured in utils, right? And price is measured in rupees. We cannot compare these two things. For example, can you compare kg with liters? Can I say 5 kg is equal to 12 liters? Or simply, can I say 5 kilometer is equals to 1000 liters? I cannot say this because the two units are different, so I cannot compare the quantities. So here also price is in terms of rupees and marginal utility is in terms of utils, so I cannot compare this, right? So first step, Alfred Marshall said that let me convert this marginal utility which is in utils into marginal utility in terms of money, right? This is marginal utility in terms of money, and formula given by the Alfred Marshall for converting it in the form of money is marginal utility in terms of money is equals to marginal utility of the product in terms of utils divided by marginal utility of money. Again, this is nothing, this is but marginal utility in terms of money, that he has converted the satisfaction in terms of money, and this is marginal utility in terms of utils, this is marginal utility of money. So finally we have got satisfaction in terms of rupees, right? So now let us come to the part of Alfred Marshall again, that is the consumer's equilibrium. He is saying that this is satisfaction in terms of rupees, right? In terms of money, and this is price or nothing but cost that the consumer is sacrificing for buying the product. So if MUX is greater than PX, if MUX is greater than PX, that implies the benefit for consuming the product is greater than the cost. So what will the consumer do? Consumer will start increasing the consumption of the commodity. So similarly here, when MUX is lesser than PX implies benefit is lesser than the cost, hence consumer is not willing to buy the product, the quantity will start reducing. So neither this stage nor this stage is the consumer's equilibrium. So ultimately consumer's equilibrium will be at a stage where marginal utility of X is equals to the price of X. Now, how the adjustment takes place? It's very simple. When MUX is greater than PX, right? Benefit is greater than the cost implies the quantity increases, right? That is, the consumer will buy more of that product. And you are very much aware that law of DMU is very important, and law of DMU says that if you go on increasing the quantity of product, what will happen to the marginal utility of that product? It will start declining. So this situation, which was initially 5 greater than 3, becomes 4 greater than 3, then becomes 3 equals to 3. Similarly, if MUX is lesser than PX, it implies benefit is lesser than cost. So again, Q decreases. So marginal utility start increasing. And when marginal utility increases, so the initial situation, which was 2 lesser than 10, it became 4 lesser than 10, then 8 lesser than 10, and after that 10 is equals to 10. So ultimately, what you have understood is marginal utility of X is greater than Px, so quantity increasing. Marginal utility of X is lesser than Px, so quantity decreases. But what you have to find out? You have to find out consumer's equilibrium. And what is consumer's equilibrium? It is stage of rest. यहाँ पे भी stage of rest नहीं है because he has urge to increase the quantity. यहाँ पे भी stage of rest नहीं है because he has urge to decrease the quantity. So ultimately, what is the stage of rest? It is MUX upon MUX is equals to PX. That's the first condition. Now you people must be thinking about the second condition. Second condition, something very obvious. Second condition says law of DMU should operate, right? That is, law of DMU should be applicable. So both the conditions need to be satisfied for consumer's equilibrium Marshall analysis. This is also known as Marshall analysis. So with this, I am ending this video, and I will take the second approach, that is the approach of double commodity case by Alfred Marshall and Hicksian analysis, in the next video. Thank you so much. Hope you like the video.